All right, let's get right into it. We're going to unpack a pretty unsettling idea today: how our modern day hustle culture is basically tricking our bodies into thinking they're in a constant state of war, a state that was only ever meant for actual life or death moments. Let's just start with this question because, wow, it really cuts right to the heart of it all, doesn't it? It makes you stop and ask if this daily sprint we're all on is actually getting us somewhere, or if we're just burning out faster than ever. I mean, does this sound familiar to you, that feeling of waking up and you're already losing? Your heart's kind of racing, the phone is already blinking, and the world is demanding things from you before you've even had a chance to, just breathe. We've decided to call this being productive, but our biology, well, it has a very different name for it. So, to really get why we feel this way, we have to look under the hood at our own biological wiring. In this first part, we're going to dive into the science and specifically into the work of a Stanford neurobiologist named Robert Sapolsky. He uses a really simple animal to give us a powerful diagnosis for our very modern problem. Okay, so this is the key, this ancient system baked into all of us. When your brain even thinks there's a threat, your hypothalamus just goes for it, flooding your system with stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart pounds, your immune system basically takes a coffee break. All of it is designed to get you ready to either fight a predator or run like you've never run before. It's an absolute evolutionary masterpiece. And here's the glitch. This is the big misunderstanding our bodies are stuck in. That same incredibly powerful life-saving response we just talked about, yeah, it gets triggered by a project deadline, a passive-aggressive email, a constant stream of Slack notifications. To your ancient brain, it's all the same as a lion hiding in the tall grass. Which brings us to this great analogy of the zebra. A zebra sees a lion. Its fight or flight system explodes. It runs for its life, and if it gets away, the stress is over. Done. Within minutes, it's back to just munching on grass. The threat is gone, so the alarm gets turned off. But our threats, our overflowing inboxes, our packed calendars, they never really go away. So unlike the zebra, we never ever get to stop running. Okay, now that we see the fundamental mismatch here, let's talk about the fallout. This constant 24/7 state of emergency has a real physical price tag. This next section is about the slow erosion, because this isn't just about feeling stressed out. It's a real, tangible, destructive process happening inside of you. I really want you to let that word sink in: erosion. It's not one big catastrophic event that breaks you. It's the constant drip, drip, drip of those stress hormones. It's what the source material calls the 1,000 paper cuts that are just slowly, day by day, wearing down your body's systems. And look how physical this erosion is. That nonstop state of alert directly leads to a 40% increased risk of heart disease. See, this isn't just a psychological issue, it's a physiological one, and the consequences are deadly serious. And the damage doesn't stop with your heart. Chronic stress is literally shrinking the part of your brain that handles memory and learning. It makes you more likely to get sick. It completely hijacks your ability to regulate your own emotions, and it can even rob you of your ability to feel joy. What we brush off as just being tired or burnt out is actually your body in a slow, managed decline. Okay, that was all pretty heavy, I know. But here's the good news. We are not helpless here. This isn't some kind of life sentence. In this third section, we're going to walk through the reclaiming protocol, a clear, science-backed prescription for how to actually break the cycle and start to heal. So here are 4 things you can actually do. First, just breathe, slowly, about 6 breaths a minute. This isn't some fluffy spiritual advice. It's a direct message to your vagus nerve that literally tells your brain, hey, we're safe. Second, create what are called islands of calm: a meal with no phone, a walk with no goal. Third, monotask. Just do one thing at a time. Multitasking is a myth, and all it does is jack up your stress levels. And finally, sleep. Getting 7 to 9 hours isn't a luxury, it's a non-negotiable biological requirement for your body to repair itself. But actually doing those things requires something more. For this last part, we need to look past the biological hacks and ask a much bigger question, because this isn't just about our nervous system, it's about our identity. This one can be a really tough pill to swallow. We love to think we can't slow down because of all the external pressures. But the harder truth, a lot of the time, is that we don't know who we are without the constant rush. Our sense of self, our feeling of being valuable, has become completely tangled up with just being busy. This right here, this is the antidote. This is the fundamental shift in thinking you have to make to get free. Your value as a person isn't measured by how many tasks you check off or how many emails you answer. It's just there. It's inherent. And this is the final crucial reframe. We treat rest and calm like some prize we get after we've completely exhausted ourselves. But that's totally backwards. Peace isn't a reward. It is a biological necessity for a healthy, functioning human being, just like air or water. So I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. If you stripped away the rush, the to-do lists, the constant sense of urgency, who's left? Answering that question isn't just some interesting thought experiment. It might just be the most important step you can take to stop the erosion and finally actually start to live.